Morning. You're joining us on the 3rd of January for the Rail Action Day organised by Labour, and I'm joined here by Brad Lees of ABC. Good morning, Brad. Could you introduce yourself? Hi.
Yeah, I'm Brad Rees. I'm a member of the Association of British Commuters, a commuter myself as well, who travels from Durrington up to London Victoria every day. So although I interact and see the experiences of many hundreds, thousands of commuters daily, I experience the pain myself as well.
Okay, and what's the general feedback of your members? What are the issues? What are the issues that people are sort of saying are the main points?
The situations we're having at the moment, it's obviously the strikes when there's no trains are a big problem, but the major problem here is it's every single day of the week the disruption. We're seeing delays, cancellations, short form trains, just complete meltdown of the network every single day of the week. Today's not a strike day. It's being blamed on industrial action, but there are serious failings between the government, Southern Rail here. I was in Brighton this morning. There were no direct trains during rush hour between Brighton and Victoria, and that's simply unacceptable.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And what a key issue I think it must be for people that are not so able to travel, the disabled, young mothers, elderly. You've got members of in those areas, and what are they feeding back about the trains?
Absolutely. We had a member survey out before Christmas, and looking at disabled people, people with accessibility needs. 97% of those people who responded said that they found the service within the last 6 months to be substantially worse. People in those situations are suffering. If there's not going to be the staff on trains, on platforms to help them, people are getting stranded at stations, unable to get off of trains. It's simply unacceptable. It's another dimension to this whole problem.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain how many sort of members you have within ABC now, and how many people were polled in that survey?
So it was about 1,000 people polled in the survey within a very short space of time. There's very strong feelings on this, and it looked in detail at what the impact is on people's lives, around their work lives as well. Where nearly half of those people who responded were looking at other alternative work options. I think 9% had received warnings from their company. I think 7 people had actually been dismissed as a result of this. It's having a massive impact on people's lives. It goes further beyond just the people travelling on the trains. It's the impact to the community as well. It's the small businesses, the small coffee shops who rely on that footfall who are going under. And people travelling on the road as well. When there's serious impact, people in and around London and even down here are really suffering on the roads.
Mm-hmm. So many other sort of like cause and effect issues, really. So, out of interest, what's from your point of view and summing up sort of really your members? What's the stalemate situation here? What needs to happen now in order to sort of resolve this?
Well, really, the government, the Department for Transport, need to step up and sort this out, really. We've got a management company being controlled by the Department for Transport here. It's not a franchise. All our ticket sales, everything is going to the government. The government are the ones forking out, up to £50 million last year in, lost ticket sale revenues and claims. We as taxpayer are actually forking that instead of hiking our fares today by 2.3%. Why not look at the complete meltdown of this service and try and reduce that amount which is being paid out in compensation? It's unbelievable. How can the company Southern Rail be allowed to function in complete meltdown mode like this?
Who would you like to get around the table now then? What would you like to see happening right now
I would like to see the Department for Transport taking a bit more responsibility in this. There needs to be a full public inquiry into how Southern Rail has been allowed to fail like this, but they need to step in and force the issue with Southern Rail. Start getting heavy with them. They should consider stripping or threatening to strip Southern Rail of this management contract if they cannot resolve the situation. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's no good just saying the unions aren't sitting down with us, this, that and the other. Southern Rail have no financial implications for not delivering this service right now. You know, as I mentioned, the government are the one paying all the penalties on strike days, for instance, when they're running no trains. They're not paying staff, they're not paying electricity costs. They actually, you know, make more money on a strike day.
Indeed.
How is there any incentive there to resolve this dispute if they're not being financially penalised?
Yeah. One last thing is that you have been the pioneer behind a new app and encouraging people to sort of share their story. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And it's been very successful. Can you tell us about how that started and where it is now?
Absolutely. So it first started seeing the posters on the trains about members of train staff, you know, what their role is, how they enjoy their job, and, you know, obviously in the current situation, it's probably not a true reflection on how those staff are feeling, given how they're being treated by their employer. So I thought it would be quite good to turn that situation around, so we could generate our own posters as passengers to describe what the impact on us is. You know, we can describe what our journey is, how we've been delayed by 4 hours getting home, how we've been exposed to dangerous overcrowding, you know, and really hit home that, again, just try and change that mainstream media portrayal that this is all about strikes when it's not. You know, it's about a failing train service. You know, we're seeing underinvestment here. All we're seeing is just, you know, profits of these big companies being put before, you know, the needs of us, the people and commuters, and it's simply unacceptable. So this app allows people to actually vent a little and, you know, get tweeting their experiences and put that out there.
Excellent, and that's been successful. You know, there's a big take-up.
Yeah, been a good take-up on Android. I've got the iOS version coming out hopefully this week. It's in review with the Apple Store, so I'm hoping to see that in the next couple of days.
Great.
And it would be good to get some real exposure over the next week or two with the continued disruption, so that we can, you know, use that as a, you know, bit of momentum to, you know, describe the impact on people's lives.
Yeah, and can you tell us what the name of the app is so people can know where to download it?
So it's the Southern Fail app. So search for Southern Fail in the Android store, and hopefully in the next couple of days on iOS, and it will be there.
Okay, lovely. And also, I believe there's a hashtag going along with some of these stories as well, isn't there?
Yeah, so we've got the hashtag Southern Fail, which, you know, describes the general impact, but hashtag My Southern Story, particularly on these posters, is the one.
Okay, lovely. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.